Todd Grimshaw is heading for a miserable festive season on Coronation Street as he remains trapped in a toxic and violent relationship with Theo Silverton. In recent episodes, Theo's attitude has shifted from clingy and possessive to full-blown aggression, leaving Todd looking increasingly exhausted and broken. However, there are hints that Todd may soon start to push back. Todd is realizing he's in genuine danger now, not just a situation he can smooth over. But he's sunk so deep into it that escape feels impossible. The shame is another chain holding him there. We've seen instances where he considers confiding in someone, but he's too embarrassed by what's happened and how thoroughly he's been manipulated. Todd gets a brief break from Theo's constant cruelty on Christmas Day, as Theo hosts Georgia Summer and Glenda for lunch. Summer even surprises Todd with tickets to an Andrew Scott retrospective, knowing Todd has always had a soft spot for the actor. Naturally, hearing that Todd admires anyone else, even a celebrity he'll likely never encounter, is enough to ignite Theo's jealousy. While the rest of the group enjoys charades, Theo broods in the corner until he loses his temper and shatters a wineglass on the floor. He strikes back on Boxing Day in his own manipulative way by arranging a romantic short trip for the two of them, deliberately scheduling it to clash with the Andrew Scott event so Todd can't attend. Theo's envy resurfaces at George and Glenda's celebration at the bistro. Nick makes casual conversation with Todd, and Sarah offhandedly tells Theo that Nick was Todd's first crush. Pretending to be helpful, Theo offers to collect a cake for the party and insists Todd comes with him. Once they're alone, he tears into Todd for supposedly flirting with Nick. When Todd tries to explain, Theo storms into the car and abandons him by driving away. By New Year's Eve, Todd is jittery and tense, something Summer quickly notices. Meanwhile, Billy is becoming increasingly uneasy about the warning signs in Theo's behavior and asks Alia about the abuse Yasmin endured from Jeff Metcalf, claiming it's for someone in his parish. The next day, Theo learns about Billy's inquiries and confronts him with a loaded question that makes Billy suspect Theo realizes he's being investigated. After Billy leaves, Theo unleashes a furious attack on Todd, completely losing control. Shocked by what he's done, he shifts the blame onto Todd to excuse his own violence. That moment becomes Todd's breaking point, and when Theo's phone rings, Todd seizes the moment to escape the flat. But when Theo messages him saying he can't live without him, Todd begins second-guessing himself and grudgingly returns. During their meal the following day, Todd nervously spills orange juice on his shirt, and Theo orders him to wash it. Billy follows Todd and is horrified to see him rinsing the shirt, exposing an upper body covered in bruises. Will Billy be able to help Todd free himself from this dangerous relationship before tragedy strikes? Becky's final scheme in Coronation Street brings shocking fallout. Christmas is meant to be spent with loved ones, and this year in Weatherfield, Becky Swain is making one last frantic attempt to rebuild the family she once had. Ever since Becky resurfaced after being presumed dead, it's become crystal clear that she's willing to go to any extreme to reunite with Lisa and reclaim a life with their daughter Betsy. The awkward truth that Lisa moved forward and fell for Carla Connor after Becky's death didn't discourage her in the slightest. She also wasn't put off by the fact that her former employer, Costello, desperately wanted her back in Spain, where she had spent her years of hiding. Costello fears that his secret involvement in Becky's staged death will eventually be exposed, and he needs her gone. Becky refuses to leave unless Lisa and Betsy go with her. When Costello was seriously hurt by an unknown assailant, Kit Green quickly sensed Becky's hand in the attack. He shares his suspicion with Carla, who is downing drinks at the factory to numb the heartbreak of her split from Lisa. Kit soon uncovers that Costello and his wife purchased a property in Coniston, and he notes the details. He realizes the home was bought by a shell company created exactly 1 week after Becky was believed to have died. Right before Christmas, Lisa receives a message from Carla asking to have her name removed from the mortgage, and then spots a holiday snap on Carla's socials showing her relaxing with a cocktail. Lisa does her best to hide how gutted she feels. Becky urges her to forget Carla, insisting she's clearly moved on, and encourages Lisa to focus on Christmas. In a deliberately suggestive gesture, Becky massages her neck before kissing it, claiming nothing is standing in the way of them rebuilding their old life together. Shortly after, Lisa sends Carla a message saying she still loves her and would do anything to win her back, proving Becky's manipulations aren't working quite as planned. On Christmas Day, troubling information reaches Lisa. Roy tells her he tried contacting Carla in Lanzarote, but she never checked in at the hotel. By New Year's Eve, Carla is still silent, and Sarah becomes alarmed when Carla doesn't respond to her work emails. She voices her fears to Kit, saying this behavior is totally out of character. Kit decides Costello might be the link to Carla's disappearance, and asks Asha to check with the paramedics who treated him after the assault. She returns with news that Costello kept muttering 3 odd, unrelated words, and Kit deduces that they form a map reference. Unfortunately, the trail fizzles out when Kit follows the coordinates to a flat and finds it empty. He later visits Costello, hoping for more clues, but still gets nowhere. After Kit leaves, a menacing Becky steps out of the bathroom and thanks Costello for shielding her. Has Becky eliminated Carla to clear the path for her perfect family? Coronation Street discloses the identity of Maggie Driscoll's victim in a tense flashback episode. Coronation Street has at last uncovered the truth about Maggie Driscoll's sinister history, revealing exactly who she killed in a gripping flashback sequence. The special installment offered viewers a deeper look at what Maggie is capable of, while also confirming that someone witnessed the deadly event. In this evening's episode, 8th of December, which featured Maggie marking her 65th birthday, fans were shown a series of flashbacks that shed light on how the formidable Driscoll matriarch became the person she is now. Audiences already know that Maggie's relationship with her daughter-in-law Eva Price is frosty at best, with Eva having no problem expressing her disdain, a sentiment Maggie clearly returns. As Maggie got ready for her birthday gathering at the Rovers, the atmosphere quickly soured as she and Eva butted heads over family matters. The first flashback revealed a young Maggie opening birthday gifts. After giving her sons Ben and Finley a new games console, her husband Alan demanded to know where she'd gotten the money. Tension escalated as Maggie snapped back, "Don't you dare tell me how to raise my children." In a later moment from the past, Maggie and Alan continued their argument, with Maggie insisting that Ben's father should have encouraged him more after losing a rugby match. Their disagreement grew louder until Maggie attempted to strike Alan, who grabbed her arm to stop her. Unfortunately, young Ben walked in at that very moment and assumed that his father was hurting his mother. Maggie immediately deceived her son, claiming it was Alan who pressured him about rugby. "You know how seriously your dad takes his rugby love. It's a bit over the top sometimes," she said. Back in the present, Maggie blew out candles on her birthday cake, mirroring the moment shown in the flashbacks. She mocked Alan about wanting to take the boys to the park, calling him the last of the big spenders. The final flashback depicted a fierce argument in which it emerged that Maggie had once been unfaithful. "Maybe that's why he didn't want you. He saw the controlling, manipulative woman you truly are," Alan said. The row ended in tragedy when Maggie shoved Alan down the stairs, killing him instantly. Their youngest son, Finley, who has yet to appear in present-day scenes, witnessed the whole thing before quietly retreating to his bedroom. With this shocking revelation now out in the open, should Eva start fearing for her own safety? Coronation Street broadcasts on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8 p.m. on ITV1 and is available to stream on ITVX.